Hey guys, it's been a while since I've uploaded, and I tried filming this earlier, but um, my son and my mother-in-law came back from the park and they were upstairs, and I haven't really discussed my YouTubing with my mother-in-law or anything like that. Quick update, my husband, my son, and myself are all staying with his mom right now. So I haven't really discussed it with her, haven't really let her know that I do it, and I just didn't want her to come upstairs and like hear me talking to nobody in here. So first of all, it's really great to be back. I am trying so hard to catch my breath. I feel constantly like I am like running a marathon, and I will explain to you why in just a second. For those of you who are new to my channel, welcome. Thanks for joining. And for those of you who have stuck it out through my extremely long hiatus from YouTube, thank you very much. And I'm hoping to be posting weekly now. It's just been crazy. I don't think I've uploaded probably since before my husband and I got married. I need to stop referring to him as my husband and just like tell you all his name. His name's Eric. I may have mentioned that in another video, but again, if you're new. So Eric and I got married back in June. So, good grief, has it really been that long? Anyway, so as you can see, the title of this video is Big News, and the big news is that I am about almost 7 weeks pregnant. I found out on the 3rd. Today's the 25th of September, and I found out on the 3rd of September. So I was probably around, like, maybe 3 weeks pregnant at the most. Like, 2.5, 3 weeks pregnant when I found out. I just, I'm sorry, I keep having brain fart moments. I have a really bad case of baby brain, and I have for a while now. But, I just wanted to kind of get on here and let you guys know that I'm going to be trying to do a weekly pregnancy vlog update type thing. I might do videos here and there about different things, but I really do want to track my pregnancy and all that kind of stuff. It was something that I tried to do with my first pregnancy when I was pregnant with my son. But unfortunately at the time, I don't know, I think I just didn't have a computer at the time. I think mine was broken. I had like an old digital camera that I tried filming from, and it ended up getting lost when I like hit my second trimester or something like that, or it got lost in moving. There was something that happened and it got lost. And so it was just like every time I turned around, something came up and I wasn't able to film. But I really wish that I would have been able to, because I so greatly wish that I could look back, like actually have a video to look back on and say, oh, well, this is how I was feeling at this time during this pregnancy versus how I'm feeling with this one. And honestly, I can say they're very close. They're very, very similar. I guess you could say I started feeling symptoms around the same time with my pregnancy with my son and this pregnancy too. The biggest symptoms that I had with my first pregnancy was I was so tired all the time. Like, just I could sleep a full 10 to 12 hours a night, be up for maybe 3 or 4 hours, just long enough to eat something and like go to the bathroom, take a shower, watch a little television, and just fall asleep again for another 6 hours. I was just so tired. I remember being extremely dizzy and lightheaded, and just, oh my gosh. I need to do a whole other like video on how I found out I was pregnant with my first son, my first child. I don't know what I'm having yet, obviously. I'm very early in this pregnancy. I do want to say I kind of have a hunch that it's a girl. That could just be me hoping. I'd be happy with either one, boy or a girl, because I've gotten so used to having a little boy around, and we've got like the Avengers bed sheets and the superhero action figures and the toy trucks and cars and just all that kind of stuff. He's my little prince. And it would be an adjustment to have a little girl, but at the same time, it's like, it would be so fun to have, somebody to dress up in pink and give her little tights that have the ruffles on the bottom, and just like a little dress up doll, sort of. That's exactly what my mom did with me when I was younger, and I loved it. Anyway, either one would be welcome, but I do kind of have a hunch that it's a girl. For those of you who may be wondering if it's more than one, I can rule that out for you now. No, it's just one. I know this because I've already had 2 ultrasounds, and some people might think that's kind of early, but like I said, I found out really early, and my first prenatal appointment was the 15th of this month, and I asked if they were going to do an ultrasound. They said, well, we don't always, it's kind of up to you. And so, me being all excited and impatient, I of course wanted to see the baby and all that. So I'll probably do a video with, like, I don't know, ultrasound pictures or something like that up at some point. But when I went in for that first prenatal appointment and the first ultrasound, they said, you are really, really extremely early. So I was only 5 weeks, and 5 weeks and 4 days, and they couldn't find a heartbeat just yet. And my nurse midwife, she was really good about, like, just preparing us ahead of time. She said, if we don't find the heartbeat this time, don't freak out about it. You're extremely early, so it might just be too early for us to be able to detect a heartbeat at this point, because the baby's still so small. So they didn't end up finding a heartbeat. They did definitely see the baby, and they said, just come back in another week and we'll check again. And they did, and they found the heartbeat a week later, and it was 138 beats per minute, and my due date is May 16th of 2017. Which will actually be like 1 month and 1 day away from me and Eric's 1-year anniversary. So that's kind of cool. I'm kind of hoping the baby waits like just that 1 more day, just so that it's an exact month away. As you can tell, I'm extremely winded. It's like really hard for me to catch my breath. Work has really been a challenge. The place where I work, I won't say I'm on my feet a lot, but there's 1 or 2 days out of the week where I'm like on my feet for 6 to 8 hours consecutively. A lunch break is like a privilege there. Like, it's not guaranteed you're gonna get a lunch or even so much as a 15. Like, you kind of gotta keep snacks on you and like shovel them in while you're working, because you're not guaranteed that break. I know technically by law you're always supposed to get a break, but it just, where I work, it just doesn't work that way. Which it's going to have to start working that way, because the morning sickness has been a struggle. Because as you guys know, I already have cyclic vomiting syndrome on its own, and I've had that for years, and that's enough to manage. But then the morning sickness compiling on top of it has just really, I'm tired. Like I told you, I had a prenatal appointment on the 15th, and I came back a week later. Within that week, I lost 3 pounds. And I've been pretty dehydrated for the last week or 2. That sounds terrible. And it feels terrible. The doctor took my urine and did all that kind of stuff. So, if I was that bad, I'm sure she would have admitted me to the hospital, but it's not like you're gonna keel over and die kind of dehydrated, but just like, you can feel when you're not getting enough fluids. Like, you don't go pee as much, you don't, like, your mouth feels dry, your lips get dry and chapped, and just, you feel weak. And I've been trying so hard to push the fluids, but there came a point in time where it was just like my body was, water was sitting heavy in my stomach. And I was trying so hard not to take the Zofran during my first trimester. And I made it about 2 weeks after I found out that I was pregnant before I finally did take some, and I took like the lowest dose I could possibly take. But when she saw that I had already been, because I discussed it with her at the prenatal appointment, I told her the condition that I already have. I told her what it was like during my first pregnancy, how I lost 3 pounds in the first 3 months, and how I have a really hard time with my appetite. And I think being that she's a midwife, midwives are usually more the natural route. They like to see if they can help you naturally, but like, I didn't want to be all up in her face and be like, look lady, I've already been through the peppermints, the essential oils, the C-bands for your wrists, just everything you can possibly imagine. I've done it, I've tried it, I've been there, and it doesn't work for me. I didn't want to, at this point, I'm about to just start being like that with doctors in general, because they have a tendency not to listen. But she was, I can understand why she wanted to just see how things were going first, but I think when she saw, oh geez, she's just dropped 3 pounds, and I just saw her last week, it kind of shook her a little bit. So, my husband was at the prenatal appointment with me, as was my son, and my husband brought up the cyproheptadine, or Apetamin, which was what I used to take, if you guys remember from my old videos, and how much it helped me. And I asked her, I brought that up myself at the first prenatal appointment, and she didn't really do anything about it. She was just like, yeah, but I don't know how well that works with pregnancy. I don't know what the what category it's in as far as safety during pregnancy, and she just kind of brushed it off. But when my husband brought it up at the second appointment, she had her laptop out just like the first time, but this time she decided to look it up. And she said, oh, well, this one's just pregnancy category B, which means that there are no known risks for using this during pregnancy, which is really, really good. So she said, yeah, let's go ahead and send this over for you. So she prescribed me more Zofran. She gave me the cyproheptadine. Trying to catch my breath. Which I am now taking. She said I can take the cyproheptadine up to 3 times a day, but me already being so tired, and then the cyproheptadine makes me even more tired. I've been trying to just take it at night, but that's really not working for me anymore, because it's like, it's working, but it only works for dinner. Like, how's that helping me for the rest of the day? Because if you get up in the morning and you just dart out the door, or at least this is how it is for me, if I get up in the morning and just dart out the door on no fuel, no water, nothing in my system, I am going to feel awful the whole rest of the day, because I'm going on no fuel. And so today, I'm off work today, so I decided to go ahead and take the cyproheptadine first thing, along with my antibiotic, which I'll tell you why I need an antibiotic in just a minute. Oh God, help me. I took the cyproheptadine this morning, and I had a cookie and a glass of apple juice. And I just did that so I could take the antibiotic, because I'm not supposed to take it on an empty stomach. But I need the antibiotic because back on Wednesday, when I had my last prenatal, they, why can't I think? I started feeling like a dull pain in my back, like in my flank area around my kidneys, and I am prone to urinary tract infections. I have been since I had my son. Never had one a day in my life before I had him, but after I had him, I got them. My theory is that because I had a periurethral tear, because I had a vaginal birth, and I had a periurethral tear, which means that it goes up instead of tearing down. Maybe the scar tissue just healed like in a weird way and traps bacteria in there more easily. That's my only theory on it, because I never had a UTI a day in my life until after I had my son. But I am very prone to them. I've had several of them this year, and I just started feeling that. And of course it wasn't going to bother me while I was actually at the doctor, so I didn't think of it, because we were more concerned with talking about my weight loss and how we can build my appetite back up. So I get home, and it's a couple hours later, and it starts again. And then it's not just the pain in my kidneys, then it goes to like the pain and the burning from while I'm, going pee. And I'm just like, okay, well, crap. And I was out of minutes at the time, so I had no way to call the doctor. So the next day, I finally got minutes, like really late in the day, almost 5 o'clock at night. And I tried calling the office, nobody picked up, which wasn't surprising, so I left a message hoping that, maybe the answering service or somebody would call me back, and maybe they could just hurry up and call me in a prescription. Because when you're pregnant, you're really not supposed to let a UTI go without treatment for a long period of time. They like to kind of nip that in the bud right away because it can cause problems with the baby. So they never called me back again until Friday. And it was like 8 o'clock in the morning on Friday, and I had work Friday, so I couldn't come in right then either. And they said, okay, well, can we schedule you for Monday? And I'm sitting there thinking, so I have to go through this for another 3 days. Which, if you've ever had a UTI, you know what it feels like. It's like you're peeing razor blades. It hurts so bad. And so I'm like, yeah, okay, that's fine. And they scheduled it and all that, but I'm just sitting there in my head thinking, yeah, I'll schedule that just in case, but I'm probably just going to take myself to the urgent care because I'm not going through this for the whole rest of the weekend. So, I ended up going to the Urdoxin, I think that was the name of it, the nearby urgent care, and I went ahead and did testing and all that kind of stuff, and of course I had one. I already knew that much. I've had them enough to know what they feel like, and they prescribed me cephalexin, or that's the generic for it. I think it was called Keflex. My mouth has been so dry. So they prescribed me that, and I've been taking that since then, and it's definitely helped. Even just after the first dose, like a few hours later when I went to the bathroom, so much less painful, like so much better. So I have to take that for a week now. So the UTI and the morning sickness and the lack of appetite, plus it's a 20-minute walk to work and a 20-minute walk home. I'm so tired. Like, I'm so tired and sick and emotional, and just the first trimester is a roller coaster. If you've never been pregnant before, or if you are pregnant now and it's your first time, don't feel bad if all of it's just hitting you at once and you just want to break down and cry. I've gotten a few good cries in myself over the last almost 7 weeks, and it's tiring. It's not just, believe me, it's not just your hormones. Your hormones, really, in my opinion, all your hormones are doing when you're pregnant is they're just really allowing you to let out everything that you're already feeling, everything that you're usually feeling, that you just keep bottled in. So I'm just taking this as an opportunity to just let everything out and just be the crazy pregnant lady that everybody expects you to be when you're pregnant. I am not glowing, as you can see. I'm tired. I have big old bags under my eyes. I have not had the energy to wear any makeup in weeks, and that sucks because I really this is around the time when I could really use some concealer and stuff like that, a little lip color to brighten up my lips, something. But I sound like I'm making a list of complaints when really my husband and I are so happy. We really are. We are ecstatic. And, we were actually a little worried there for a while that we might not be able to have any more because we had been trying for, well, not necessarily trying, like we weren't on fertility treatments or anything like that, but we just, it just didn't seem to be happening. And so I had been taking ovulation tests for the last few months, And I just thought to myself in August, okay, I'm just going to let it go. I'm just going to leave this in God's hands, and if it's His will for us to have a baby, another one, then hey, great, it'll happen. If not, great. I mean, we have one, and you know, we're happy, we're content either way. And it was so funny because that was the month that it happened. I wasn't paying attention to my ovulation, I wasn't taking my basal body temperature or anything like that. We just did our thing when we felt like it, and voila. But I just wanted to put this out there and just, you know, have it even just for my own records, for something for me to look back on, because I mean, I have old journal entries and stuff like that from when I was pregnant with my son, but I really wish I would have done this. And I've been watching so many awesome women on YouTube that are pregnant right now too, and they're posting their pregnancy videos and stuff like that. And it's so awesome. It's just awesome to watch. I feel like I'm in this little pregnancy community on here, and it's so uplifting to see other people and their experiences with this. It's awesome, and I wanted to put mine out there as well. So this video is already really, really long. I was not planning on making it this long, but that was the other thing I was going to do. I'm going to try and give you guys a belly shot, so you guys can just take a look at my belly and how it's growing and all that kind of stuff throughout the pregnancy. So I'm just trying to think of where I can set my laptop so I can do this, because I'm like in the recliner right now, like leaning back with my feet up. Good Lord help me. Okay, getting up. Sorry about the shaky camera and all that. Okay, here we go. I don't know how good the lighting's going to be over here, but it's Avengers sheets and the giant pile of laundry that I get to sort through soon. Okay, let me adjust this. Okay, so here is my belly. Obviously, I'm not that big right now. I'm a little bloated because I just ate a bowl of soup. And there is my belly from the front and the other side here. So yeah, that's my belly for right now. That was something else that I really wanted to do when I was pregnant with my son. I wanted to like do a belly progression poster, like from practically the day that I found out all the way up to the day he was born, so that I could just look back and see how my body changed. So that's what I'm going to try to do this time too. I'm going to see if my husband can like get a really good shot of me from head to toe, just from a few different angles, and I don't know, make like a collage out of it or a poster or something like that after the new baby's born. So there's probably going to be lots more of these kind of videos, like products that I'm using while I'm pregnant or products that I've tried while I'm pregnant that are like specifically, excuse me, pregnancy related. And I don't know, baby name ideas as we go on to buy things for the baby, doing like a baby stuff haul or something like that. So anyway, you guys, I'm just so glad to finally have this recorded and to upload it, and just keep us up in your prayers. And if any of you are pregnant and you want to reach out to me, you know, I would love that. Or if if you know anybody that's pregnant and you think this would be helpful for them, if they're having, especially if they're having issues with their appetite or with morning sickness, or a really severe type of morning sickness called hyperemesis gravidarum, you know, just link them to this video, because I can relate to the inability to eat when you really, really need to. And sometimes all you need is just somebody that knows what you're going through, just to see somebody that's going through the same thing. But anyway, you guys, that is my big news, and hopefully as the weeks progress and as I move into my second trimester, I'll be able to upload more, and I'll be a little bit peppier and happier, and maybe you'll actually see some makeup on this tired face of mine. Anyway, thanks so much for watching, you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Mwah. Bye.